For a split second, the arena lights felt heavier than usual, like they knew something violent and unforgettable was about to unfold. The crowd buzzed with that low, restless murmur that only wrestling fans understand. Anticipation, doubt, excitement, and somewhere in that noise stood a man who had built a career on talking louder than the storm itself. But this time, words would not save him. Because when the bell rang on WWE SmackDown, it wasn't about charisma. It was about force. And Oba Femi was about to make that painfully clear to The Miz. The entrance, swagger meets silence. The Miz came out first. Of course he did. Microphone in hand, chin lifted, smirk perfectly rehearsed. The crowd showered him with boos, and he soaked it in like applause. That was always his way. He thrived in noise, good or bad. He paced the ring, pointing at fans, mouthing back at hecklers, reminding everyone that he was a two-time Grand Slam champion, a Hollywood star, a master manipulator of moments. He didn't look worried. Why would he? He had talked his way out of tighter corners before. Then the music changed, the lights dimmed, and Oba Femi stepped out. No microphone, no theatrics, no exaggerated taunts, just presence. The reaction from the crowd shifted, not louder, but deeper. A rumble of recognition. The kind of reaction reserved for someone who doesn't need to say much because his actions usually do the speaking. The Miz leaned against the ropes, clapping sarcastically. Oba didn't respond. He just walked to the ring. The bell rings. The referee signaled. The bell echoed. And instantly, the atmosphere snapped from entertainment to confrontation. The Miz circled carefully, hands up, testing distance. He darted in with a quick slap, not meant to hurt, just to provoke. Oba didn't flinch. The Miz smirked and tried again, a quick jab, then a retreat. But on the third attempt, Oba caught his wrist. The arena gasped. For a heartbeat, the Miz's expression changed, just slightly. Oba tightened his grip, and then launched him across the ring with a force that erased the smirk completely. Momentum turns. The Miz scrambled to his feet, adjusting his posture, trying to re-establish control. He attempted a quick dropkick, something fast, tactical, meant to reset momentum. Oba absorbed it, not easily, but decisively. He stepped forward and delivered a thunderous shoulder block that sent The Miz crashing onto the mat. The crowd erupted. The Miz rolled to the outside, clutching his ribs, shouting at the referee for space. He was buying time. He needed it. Oba followed. Outside the ring, no escape. On the floor, The Miz tried to bait Oba into a mistake, sliding around the ring post, ducking behind the barricade, forcing separation. But Oba cut him off. He lifted him, effortlessly, and drove him back first against the ring apron. The impact echoed through the arena. The Miz screamed in frustration, not just pain. This wasn't going according to script. He tried to fight back with quick strikes to the face, a low kick to the knee, clever tactics meant to slow down larger opponents. For a moment, it worked. Oba staggered. The Miz seized the opening and slammed Oba into the steel steps. The crowd roared. Finally, momentum. The brief illusion of control. Back inside the ring, The Miz pressed his advantage. He stomped aggressively, taunting between strikes. He grabbed the ropes for leverage, choking Oba while the referee counted. Classic Miz. Strategic, calculated, opportunistic. He attempted a DDT, planting Oba's head into the mat. Cover. 1, 2, kick out. The Miz's eyes widened. He slapped the mat in disbelief. The dismantling begins. Oba rose slowly. Not rushed, not panicked, just rising. The Miz charged, only to be caught midair. Oba lifted him high and slammed him down with a spine-rattling powerbomb. The ring shook. The crowd exploded. The Miz rolled instinctively, trying to create distance, but Oba stalked him. A clothesline flipped The Miz inside out. Another power move sent him crashing into the corner. Each strike felt heavier than the last. This wasn't a comeback. This was systematic dismantling. Crowd energy peaks. The fans sensed the finish approaching. They rose to their feet. Chants echoed through the arena. The Miz attempted one final desperate maneuver, a surprise roll-up, grabbing tights for leverage. 1, 2. Oba powered out. The Miz stumbled back in disbelief. And then it happened. Oba hoisted him onto his shoulders and delivered a crushing finisher that silenced any remaining doubt. The cover was academic. 1, 2, 3. Aftermath. The bell rang. The referee raised Oba Femi's hand. The Miz lay flat on the canvas, staring at the lights, chest rising heavily. There was no dramatic escape. No controversial ending. Just dominance. Oba didn't celebrate wildly. He stood tall, looking down at his fallen opponent, absorbing the reaction. Because sometimes, the loudest statement isn't spoken. It's delivered. What it meant. The Miz had entered the ring with confidence built on years of experience. He had relied on psychology, on timing, on his understanding of how to control a match. But Oba Femi had answered with something simpler. Power. Precision. Relentless execution. It wasn't chaos. It wasn't rage. It was controlled destruction. And on that episode of SmackDown, the highlight reel belonged entirely to him. The last image. As the cameras panned across the arena, one image lingered. Oba Femi standing tall under the lights. The Miz recovering slowly in the background. A clear message etched into the night. Sometimes talk shapes a moment, but force defines it.